Streaming cyberspace into your place from the Rockingham Speedway. It's Virtual Grip Network's live as it happens coverage of the TBP Turkey Trot 140. That's the final round of the Triple Bypass ARCA Series Season 9 schedule. Unlike the real world NASCAR Cup Series, the Triple Bypass Grand Poobahs had the wisdom to have their championship based on a season's worth of work and not a single race gimmick. This means that sometimes drama must take a back seat to honoring excellence. And tonight, this broadcast just does just that. 3 wins this season, every counted race, a single digit result. That is what Alan Kunman has accomplished over 13 races. The 23-point gap between Kunman and his nearest rival, Adam Bossi, is not unspannable. But unless the stars align in a bizarre manner, Kunman races not with pressure to perform, but rather with relief that only some kind of mathematical anomaly will make his effort to clear a spot on his trophy case turn from mandatory to fruitless. For those who are not Alan Kunman, Rockingham is about momentum, leaving season 9 on a high note to start season 10 singing in full voice. So pull the lever on the lazy boy and settle in for the pageantry of a coronation with only a hint of chaos, all in the form of simulated ARCA cars racing at Rockingham. Hey, a warm Tar Heel State hello and welcome on this Tuesday night, the 22nd of November 2025. Josh Granny Hips Buckley joins yours truly, Bill Soupson, high up in the VGN broadcast booth to bring you our words eye view, turning the knobs and pushing the sliders. It's the boss man, Lil Jewel. All right, Josh, we talked a little bit in the opening. We may have painted this one a little more of a sure thing than it actually is for our points leader. He's got a little work to do.
Yeah, he's definitely got a little bit of work to do. Obviously, a big field, 30 plus cars tonight, so that'll definitely help Bosi with trying to get his way into the championship here. Obviously, going to have to pick up some spots here, but definitely is doable tonight. Rockingham's one of those classic tracks. It's going to be a lot of wear on these tires, which is going to make everything interesting. Both corners are different, so definitely going to make it all really fun to watch very early. These guys are very good at getting spread out early and just logging laps. So curious to see how that goes tonight.
After doing the math, we figure if Bossy can run the table, win it, and then pick up all 3 bonus points, a 17th place finish guarantees Kunman the championship. You know, we are so happy to be bringing you this race, and it's brought to you thanks to Mark Hertzog for choosing VGN to bring you tonight's triple bypass racing action. We know you have a lot of choices when you fly. Thanks for flying VGN. We bring up a quick look at the points. Not a whole lot to look at. We talked about it in the beginning. You can see the gap between the two. 478 points, 455 points down there. Brad Kress is not in the mix. It really, last week's performance by Kunman really pretty much locked the deal. And of course, Bossy had a bad result as well. So, but nevertheless, still something to watch. Anything can happen. Stranger things have happened. And we're glad you are with us.
That's why we go out and race, because you never know what's going to happen any given week. Some unfortunately for Bossy last week, some just unfortunate situations he was caught in that kind of made him retire early. But it's another shot tonight, so we'll see how it goes.
And every point for Bossy is important, and one bonus point he will not pick up is a pole position point, as Justin Baxter will be starting on the pole with Dakota Floyd outside of him on row 1.
Row 2 is going to be Mark Hertzog with Daniel Williams on the outside.
Sitting third in the points is Bad Crest, looking to pick up his first win of the season. He's going to be flanked by a point leader, Alan Kunman.
You're going to have Ryan Hyatt on the position 7 and Caleb Brown on his outside.
9th and 10th, Chad Berry, Justin Ritchie.
11th is going to be Chad Winstead and Al Corey.
In the Baker's dozen spot, it's Terry Brooks with Curtis Mitchell outside of him.
And 15th, you're going to have Dylan Freeman to his outside, Keith Hanlon.
David Rhodes and Adam Shaw make up the next row.
19th is Derek Catt, and to his outside is Matthew Epting.
Hidden Blackjack, it's Corey Silva with Michael Hopkins in the 22 spot.
23rd is Matt Harmon. To his outside is James Honeycutt, last week's winner.
Mark Gerald after him with John Crutchley in the 26th position.
27th is going to be Samson Lewis Jr., and to his outside is Adam Bossy.
They're going to go around one more time, so we still have time to get the rest of these. Stephen McLennan down in 29th. Cameron Kane in the 30th spot.
31st is going to be Zach Nerney. To his outside is Eddie Hageth.
Nicholas Big Deal in the 33rd position. Casey Ellis, 34th.
35th will be Donald Rustow, and to his outside is Chad Thompson.
You want a good indication of the health of your series. You get to the season finale, and you got a nice full field of 36 drivers. We are sure looking forward. We're not sure how many races we're going to cover next year. The more, the better. This is a great series. They race clean. They race hard. Your commentator is not a fan of the fast repair, but I must say this. These guys do not abuse the privilege. Pace car is in for the final time this season. If you're watching at home, you know what to do. Gather up the chicken's head, cover around the cows because the horses are out of the barn. And it is indeed the pole sitter, Justin Baxter, leading the stampede down into the first quarter. The 842 of Dakota Floyd tucks into second. Don't know much about Dakota. Dakota seems fast. Let's assume that he's masculine. Car stuck on the outside is number 35. That's Daniel Williams. He's fading.
Yeah, very early here going into turn one here. It's always kind of tight to see how this thing goes. The car's drifting up the track. Everyone seems to be doing pretty well.
Mark Hertzog tucks into third position. I thought the 35 was cooked out there. Williams continued to work the top side. He's on the outside of our points leader. Number 3, Alan Cunman. They race side by side. Cunman's got to be careful, Josh. And while that's going on, we are too wide up front. Working the top side is the number 9.
Yeah, I was curious to see how long it would take the top side here to kind of kick in. In practice, it looked like that was going to be the preferred line, especially as the tires wear here.
Baxter way out in front. Kress moves into second. It's Animals trying to get on the arc behind him. And I'll look at the top side roll. Hertzog making it work in the 57, fighting for third.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if tire wear is going to become a factor here with being on the bottom early. Just one of those things where I'm watching Cunman kind of stay on the bottom. I don't know if that's by design or if it's just he doesn't have the spot. As you see him try to move up right there.
How far are we going, you may ask? 140 laps. You probably picked that up from the race name. How many tires do they get? An extra set in the pits. 1 set on the car, 1 set in the pits.
Yeah, cautions will definitely probably dictate when people decide to come in and get those. If it were me, I would be going definitely some point after halfway. Probably the later the better. I'm just trying to use that fresh tire, the fresh rubber later on in the race.
You're looking at the action back for about 10th position. They are really bunched up back there. Cunman's in a little fight ahead of these guys. The 881 has been on the low side. That's Justin Ritchie, and he's been passed up top. The 23 of Terry Brooks working on him. Let's look at the 7. He ducks underneath. This is Ryan Hyatt. We saw Hyatt have a really good race last time out.
Yeah, what you're seeing right now into turn 1 there is just everybody has a little bit of a different braking zone. You're seeing some cars that seem to be charging the corner a little, harder than others, and we'll see how that pays off in the end there.
Cunman tucks into single file. Our director is on the best action back here. This is where it's all heating up. Looks like the top side is the place to go. Hyatt trying to make the bottom work, but he doesn't have momentum, and now rolling around the top is the 23 of Terry Brooks. That's your first 2-wide battle.
Yeah, the great thing about the top is you can really try to pin that guy down in the bottom, really not allow them to get the momentum on the exit of the corner, and that's where you can really take off on them.
Now, Barry in the mix there with Hyatt.
I don't know if I saw something here, but it looks like Bossy might have disconnected.
Well, that's bad news for the viewers, bad news for Bossy's family, but really good news for Alan Kunman if that was the case. We'll give him some time, but he might have gone to the Amelia Earhart Bar and Grill for a grilled cheese sandwich and a cold brewski. Let's look back at the 97. I feel something brewing back here. This is James Honeycutt. He was the cream of the crop last race. He's working underneath Al Corey. And we're looking at the 76 of James Honeycutt, racing in 12th position on the inside. Now he moves to the top. Boy, Honeycutt can put the car wherever he likes it.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to follow suit here with the cars that are going on around him. Obviously, the 7 Hyatt's being stuck on the bottom here, so he's just trying to, fill that gap and just gain one more position right there.
You are not missing anything up front. In fact, Director, can we go and show what's going on? Because the gaps are huge up here. Let's just run through the field from the leader back. Baxter with about a 5-car length lead on Kress. Then about 20 car lengths back to Hertzog in 3rd. Another 15 car lengths back to Caleb Brown. 10 more to Daniel Williams. You go through Floyd and Winston. But the action is back here with the 76 of James Honeycutt. This is battle back for 11th, 12th, 13th.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see if, kind of like last week with Honeycutt, where he got out to a big lead early and then he started backing up to everybody. I'm curious to see if that's going to be the case with these guys up with the big gap up front. As you see, Honeycutt passed Kunman on the bottom of that corner.
Here's the 2 guys we saw racing up front for most of the race last time out. They're relegated to 11th and 12th right now. The 45 on top is Al Corey. I'll tell you, the poor number 7 of Ryan Hyatt, I thought he was going somewhere, but he's been pinned to the bottom. And they've just been working slowly but surely around. He's losing spots. And now let's add another one in there. David Rhodes taking the high road.
Yeah, I don't think he's really stressing at this point. I don't know if he's just trying to ride down there. He's had a few opportunities to try to squeeze up like he kind of does right there. And it just doesn't seem to take that, so I don't know if he's just liking the bottom right now, but we'll see.
They sort out single file in front of them now. Almost everybody's single file. Let's look up at the 20, going underneath our points leader. David Rhodes on the move. Oh, my goodness. Got a little worried, and they get together, and the points leader is around. He's in the grass. He's in the alfalfa here in North Carolina. Alan Kunman bringing it back out. There's a scramble in front of him. He gets tapped from behind on the sorting out from the 7. He didn't need that from Ryan Hyatt. Oh, mama, here comes the replay. You know, I have a car that was blinking. I almost think this might have been, it was the 20 that kind of blinked on me and then appeared. It was Keith Handon.
Yeah, that definitely looks like it was a connection issue. That car blinked and the 7 just got into him, and it looks like it shot him up the track into Kunman, and just it's real unfortunate with connection issues with this online racing stuff.
Kunman came down and then collected Steve McLennan in the 51. Well, without Bossy in the field, can we double check and see where he is? Sure enough, look at your timing and scoring. Can we, as soon as we clear this replay, our director will put the tower, and I'm not even going to be able to see. Look way down to the bottom. Do we go that far? Do we even see Bossy? I don't know. We don't go that far. I have my special timing and scoring provided to me by VGN. 35th position for Bossy if he could only have stayed in.
Now, one good thing for Kunmin right here is there is that fast repair. So as much as
Indeed.
unfortunately he probably did not want to use that this early in the race, I would probably be using it there and just trying to stay as clean as you can for the rest of the race.
Fast repair coming in handy. Oh, what could have been. My dad always told me if ifs were fifths, we'd all be drunk. Plenty of time, though, for Kunman to bounce back. Let's look, and maybe we can talk to Alan. Let me see if the lights are still on the pace car. We're going to go around one more time. We can do this real quick. Are we able to pull up our points leader director? Can we get to Alan Kunman and talk to him? And I should have checked to make sure. I guess the answer on that is no. Well, you just heard my partner Josh talk about what's going on. He's going to go in, maybe get his fast repair. You almost wonder if Bossy is watching from home, if he's not inspired to like take his pajamas off and suit up and come back and put in some laps.
I'm going to be really curious here as this restart. Now that they got some laps under them, you know, the tires are worn a little bit, and now you're going to go too wide into turn one here. The leader does have, I believe, the restart, but I'm just curious to see how this goes here. If the bottom car gets tight and drifts up the track or whatnot here.
Eddie Haggai, back there in car number 82, he's the leader of all the cars who just pitted. We go green. Working lap number 22, your leader, Justin Baxter. We've raced 22 laps. He's led them all.
Yeah, that was a great restart by Baxter there. Definitely being able to clear the 9 and just kind of take off into the corners. So didn't even have to worry about that too wide situation.
Kress hounding the leader. A little bit of action going on for third. That's the fan favorite Mark Hertzog. Down below, there we see him in that yellow in and out machine. Got the 17. On top, Caleb Brown. Don't worry about the 02 or the 20. He's several laps down. That's David Rose. Good job letting everybody by. Let's go up front. Kress peeking to the inside. He's got a good run coming across the line. iRacing will still score Baxter as the leader. Not sure if it's going to do it. He gets now a good run in there. And I think Kress is going to be able to. No, look at the drive up top. Holy moly, momentum on the high side.
That was an impressive power move by Baxter there on the outside. I even thought Kress was going to clear him coming out of 2 there. And just at the last second, Baxter was just like, oh no, not yet.
Well, let's stay on this. Kress got a good drive off of 4. Kress seems to be very good. Gets another. This time he gets a good drive off of 2. Car almost looks to have more horsepower than, because it's really good down the straight. Doesn't have nearly the runoff that he had last time, but this is a good battle between these guys.
Yeah, this is pretty much going to be the match all day to anybody trying to pass, especially as these tires wear. It's just being able to hold the momentum better on the outside and just trying to get enough of a turn and try to, you know, clear the car on exit and be able to drift up in front of them.
They come underneath you. You want a good look at this battle? How about we ride on board, looking ahead with Caleb Brown. We like to call this the popcorn position. He's watching the show. With that said, Caleb, make sure you stay up close enough so we get a good view here as we get to lose touch with the 2 guys that are racing. There you see the light car. That's Baxter, the darker car of Kress.
When you're in this position here, basically what you're wanting is those two guys in front of you to really start fighting and just, kind of bring themselves right back to you and just get yourself in the game here.
Indeed, when I called for that shot, the 17 of Brown was much closer than the 2 leaders. We don't have the capability to zoom the hood camera there.
Well, the good news is there's still plenty of racing left to go with about 110 laps, so.
This is a fun battle. Crest now coming out of 2. They are side by side. We've seen this story before. Not the momentum this time from Brown. They're going to be much closer going through 3 and 4. Crest gives them plenty of room. Brown rolls around the top and gets the lead again.
Yeah, Crest does a great job in 1 and 2, really being able to hold the bottom and get some good momentum. It's just not enough to clear Baxter there, as he might be able to clear him right here.
Yeah, let's spot for him. You're clear. Hokey doke, dipsy do, up and under. There's Baxter. He's going to lead the lap again. But now Crest wants to see what the top side is like. The tables have turned. And I think I can safely say, new leader, Bradley Crest.
That was a great job by Crest there, just being able to just get enough of him going into turn 1 and just sail his car in to keep him down on that bottom, and was just able to get the momentum out of 2 there.
All right, with that finished, let's look at Hertzog, the battle for 6th spot. He's got fan favorite Chan Winstead behind him. Winstead raced in a lot of series. Has found a home here. The triple bipax guys.
Yeah, there's one thing about this group is definitely throughout the entire field. It's not just, a group of guys up front, just everywhere on this field. You got some great, respectful driving all over the place with these guys. So it's a lot of fun to watch.
So right now, I bet you're saying, Soup, who's our big mover? Well, how about car 61 in 10th position? Up 19 spots. Steve McLennan. And I think he's going to get one more as he's watching now. James Honeycutt working on the 91 of Chad Berry.
Yeah, you're seeing everyone starting to bottle up a little bit here, and that's giving Honeycutt a little bit of a run to try to make a move. I don't know if going to the bottom is going to be the way to do it, but he was thinking about it.
What's interesting is the front 3 seem to have thrown tire conservation to the wind. They are just running away from the rest of the pack. No need to go there, but it's Crest, Baxter, and Brown. That's a long way back. Hertzog has left the field trying to get going out. Let's watch the 97. This is a guy I always like to watch. He's very good, Chad Winstead. He is underneath the 842. Despite the disadvantage of the extra weight from the paint from 3 digits on the hood of the car, the 842 hangs on. Here comes Winstead underneath again. They are side by side. Ciella's bathtubs down the back straight. Watch the momentum up top prevail as the blue car pulls away.
Yeah, the 842 does a great job of just really getting a little higher into that corner there in 3 and 4 and just be able to get that faster momentum taking off and just be able to sail right on the outside.
I think it's only fair that we take a look at Nicholas. Big deal. He's up 19 spots. And he's about to get one more. Unless that's a lap car. I think that might have been the lap car they went by there. Sure enough, it was. Deal having a nice run.
Looks like we got a caution, and the 3 is sideways in 1 and 2. That is not good.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
That
looks like it
is,
just got worse.
yeah.
Not entirely sure exactly what happened, but Kunman was sideways in 3 and 4, just sitting there. And I don't know if Corey Silva just didn't see him coming, and looks like he might have just drove right into the side of him.
Again, now that's even more pressure for Bossy to suit back up and come back
Yeah,
out
you
there.
see
But
Kunman crab walking right there. That is not a good sign.
now the question is, this is the second time that he's been involved in an incident. Does he have a fast repair left, or did he use it before?
Yeah,
You know, that's what
I think he definitely used it before. This is going to be a really big impact, though. The 94 just had nowhere to go.
it kind of looks like when they were racing the car tomorrow from 12 or 15 years ago. The way they got that thing. That thing will really corner now.
Yeah, as you see, all the cars on the top were checking up, and I'm pretty sure the 94 just did not know where he was going to go and just picked a lane, and it just unfortunately was filled.
And the number 3 is coming in. Well, sometimes the racing gods give you drama, sometimes they don't.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure as to what happened to make him sideways in 1 and 2 there, but he is crab walking down pit road right now. It does not look good.
Let's look at the 3 before he pulls into his box if we can get there real quick. It's fun. You get a shot. Oh, he's hidden behind the boxes and he pulls in. Oh, well. It was racing at a bit of an angle. Oh, you know what? He's coming out. Fast repair.
Oh, I stand corrected. Apparently he saved that fast repair, and he is lucky for that.
Had an ace up his sleeve.
No, it's not over yet. There's still plenty of laps to go here. Plus, you got a lot of cars you got to pass tonight, so it's not just going to be smooth sailing tonight.
140 laps on the docket. We've gone 44 of them. See right up there. Top left corner. Enjoy our ticker here from VGN.
Now I'm curious to see if Brad Kress is going to get that same jump that Baxter did last time to be able to clear and not have to worry about too wide into turn 1 here.
Again, a little love to the 92 of Nicholas Deal. Our big up 21 spots. Don't know how much of that is from speed, how much from that is from attrition.
Yeah, and he's on the outside too. If I were him, that's where I would want to be on this restart.
Okay, Brad Kress looking for his first win of the season, sits third in the points. He's number 1 on the track right now, racing the number 9. 3 wide behind him. Yep, they're going to do it 3 wide.
That is a power move by Hertzog.
Yeah, in the Steeler wheel position there. That's Justin Baxter. He lets him go by. Hertzog into second. Baxter now in third. The 97 of Chad Winstead. He's coming. Josh, we've seen Baxter race, but most of the racing we saw him do, he had clean air in front of him. Are these cars, are they aero dependent?
They are definitely going to have a little bit of aero to them for sure. This one might be more of just with how fast or how far they drove away early. I don't know if it's a tire wear situation or if he just didn't have the momentum being stuck on the bottom. But he definitely got passed by a few cars pretty quick, so I'm curious to see how this plays out.
Speaking of tires and pit stops, all the drivers that are up in front, the top 14 of them, all out there on tires that have been for the entire race. Zach Numley on the freshest tires, only 28 laps on that set. Numley and Darrell Freeman. Then you get back to the first guy that just pitted. Watch out for Daniel Williams.
I personally think it's too early for that, but we'll see how that goes.
I think he might be right. All the guys in the front tend to maybe want to get to the halfway mark, lap 70, where people usually start to think about that type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. At least lap 70. Like I was saying earlier, I'd probably push 90 to 100 if you were to get a caution around that time, just to kind of, that's going to give you the freshest stuff, because most likely a majority of the field is going to come down around halfway is normally what happens. So I like to be that guy to wait a little later if I can, but it's also getting the luck of a caution. With these guys sometimes could be hard. So.
Let's look up front. Mark Hertzog gets to the inside. He gets a good drive off of 2. Out spot for you, Mark. Clear. If you want to get up and close the door on the 9. Now you've waited too long. Now the momentum, the advantage switches back to the top side. Crest with the drive off 4. Gets credit with leading that lap. Hertzog will have to try it one more time. Again, if I'm spotting for the 57, you are not clear. Top side still. This is music to the ears of the 97 of Chad Winstead.
9 gets the wall a little bit out of 4.
What about the draft, the tow? 2 cars side by side. Does Winstead have advantage with a little bit of a tow here at Rockingham?
A little bit, as you see Hertzog is. I thought he was going to clear there, but thought better of it at the last second. Definitely, it's going to pull those 2 cars back to him, as you see Hertzog clear the 9 here.
Winstead was enjoying that tow. And that was not this little piggy went to the market. That was a wee all the way home tow. Big tow.
Yeah, it was a great move by Hertzog. You can definitely see in 1 and 2, he was definitely better than the 9 there. Was waiting to the right time to be able to have enough room to clear him without the momentum trying to, catch him back down on the outside there.
There are 2 drivers that I've been keeping an eye on. Stephen McClendon, currently racing in 8th. Nicholas Deal in 10th. McClendon up 21, Deal up 23. Long way to go. Both those drivers on the same tire strategy as the leaders. Let's look at McClendon right now. He's got 3 cars in front of him. The 99 of Chad Berry on the low side. Getting a little bit of the wall is the 58 of Justin Baxter. Baxter had led so many laps, 31 of them. And now he's struggling. A little bit of a bump draft there to the 91. Hello, says Baxter.
Yeah, he's going to get passed on the outside for that, trying to check up right there.
I think the bump cost him a little momentum and going high. That's Terry Brooks. The guy we've been watching is the 51 of Steve McClendon. Glad you are with us. These guys put on a good show. Triple Bypass Racing. Season finale. The man who sits second in the points, Adam Bossi. 56 laps down. We think he's called it a night. He's going to finish next to last. Your point leader, still out there racing. Took care of the fast repair.
Yeah, it looks like he's riding around right now in 30th, just kind of, just keeping the car clean at this point, it looks like.
Five laps down is your points leader. Well, If you are a sim racer out there and you're wondering if sponsoring a race is going to be worth your while, let me tell you how things work in the world of sim racing. You sponsor a race, you're going to find yourself out in front, so just keep that in mind. Are you a struggling driver who doesn't seem to be able to win? You want to turn your career around? Get in touch with VGN. Very reasonably priced. And who knows? You'll pick up your first win. That happened to Mark Hertzog.
Speaking of Hertzog, he's got a nice gap on the 9 of Crest now. I'm little, like I was talking earlier with the leaders before, I'm a little concerned if that's going to come back to bite him, but so far so good.
You never know if Hertzog's running away or Crest is just falling back. Nice battle we're looking at there with the 45. Al Corey gets that done. There's the car, Steve McLennan. The 51 just ahead of him.
Just real quick, we just had the 97 pass Crest the 9 for second place.
Ah. Not sure what that means. Quickly back. Let's go back to Deal. The 92. Racing in 11th. He's quick. There's an opening through the middle, but he waits. The car's in front on the low side. Justin Ritchie not able to keep up pace with the 58 of Justin Baxter. If you Deal right now, you're thinking, who's going to get the spot and who am I going to follow?
Yeah, this is that part right there where it can be a little frustrating. You definitely feel like you're faster. There's just really nowhere to go. You definitely don't want to fill that gap in the middle at a Rockingham place like this. Those exits, they tighten up really quick and you will get squeezed.
Both the drivers we're keeping an eye on. Working hard. Just ahead of these guys is McClendon in the 57. He's up to 7th. Deal gets it done. He's up to 10th. Oh, fights a little bit of the wall. Now he gets a goodbye. Talk about a wide exit. Gets a little bit of the wall. Now looking underneath the 58. Former race leader Baxter.
You're going to see the 881 definitely get that run on the outside and go around the 92. That, yeah, getting up as high as you can, it helps a little bit, and that wall can help you if you touch it just barely. But, yeah, it's definitely not something you want to do on a constant basis.
This is some good racing. The 881, who just lost the position we watched earlier, that's Justin Ritchie. Deal got around him, and now he's fighting back. He got back around Deal, and now he's trying to get Baxter.
Yeah, I thought for a little bit he was just kind of letting those guys go and just filing behind him. Now you see he gets the pass done on Baxter.
So how much different are these cars driving now on 70-lap-old tires? That's it. Maybe changes the dynamic. Probably some Baxter getting some of the wall there.
I think kind of tells you what you were curious about. Is definitely you're going to see these drivers. They're backing up their entries in the corners. The car is just not turning the way it was before. That's why you're seeing these cars really start to drift towards the wall as they're doing everything to drag the brake to just keep it off the wall. But you all want to stay as high as you can because it does give you the momentum on exit too.
Josh, for you, all things being equal, would you rather go up on a level playing field with good tires against the competition, or do you think you have an advantage if things have gone bad a little bit?
That's always the strategy play with, especially when you come to a track like Rockingham. You know it's going to chew up tires, especially with these guys who are very good at green flag runs. You know they're going to happen here. So I'd definitely be saving my stuff early, just trying to play that game of using it when everybody else has probably used up their stuff.
Interesting. I've done this long enough to know there are some drivers. I don't credit it to saving tires. I just think they're well, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, and I think that's maybe some of the things that are happening. Look at the 17. Can we get a quick look at him? Is he on the same? Is he a lapped car? Am I looking at that? Oh, it is. You know what? Here's an example of what tires can do for you. That's Caleb Brown. He's flying.
Yeah, this right here is going to be a perfect example of why, if people are pitting around the halfway mark, that I would be trying to wait as late as I can, because you're going to use the fresh tires to your advantage later, and it will look something similar to this, maybe not as drastic, but close to it.
You talked about guys maybe either saving their stuff or having trouble with their stuff. Kress, one of those. Back to 6th position now. Yeah, give a quick hi to everybody watching on the YouTube channel with their chats. We appreciate it. Some old time guys in there. Hello. Good to hear from you again.
Yeah, it looks like right now we're starting to see the strategy of some guys coming into pit. Probably that halfway mark we were talking about is what we guess some guys probably trying to, pit and make this, a one-stop race from here, or the only stop from here. But just curious to see who decides to stay out the longest. Maybe goes a little bit in the strategy I was talking about, and who comes in against fresh rubber. As you see, Hertzog on pit road, or entering pit road.
Well, that just may be a case of now it's time for everybody to go. He pits from the lead. I would imagine he's going to have to go a lap down, so he gets in that position now where he does not want to see a caution flag. He'd like to see the pit cycle finish.
Yeah, absolutely. You do not want to see a caution right now if you're Hertzog, and if it's going to kill you.
And now there's going to be a fight. I'm not sure how legitimate these fights are going to be. I don't think anyone wants to be stuck on the outside line and in a battle trying to get down pit lane, and I think the pit stops are going to be coming. Then the other strategy is this: run it till it goes dry. See if you get lucky.
Yeah, definitely a strategy you can try to play is just stay out for a few laps, see if you get that caution flag that you're hoping for. As you see, the 97 gets passed by the 91 here, and it sounds like the 97 is coming in for pit road.
They start to file in. Hertzog is back out on track. He did lose a lap. 20 cars on the lead lap.
As you see, the leader, 842, is heading to pit road.
What we're going to do is we're going to pick up Mark Hertzog right there, car number 57. He's in 21st position, coming across the line. And he's going to maintain that lead of all the guys who have pitted. He gets out in front of the 82 easily.
I'm just curious right now, watching the 91, the leader, just how long he plans to stay out here and let this play out.
Chad Berry.
Yeah, I'd honestly start to think at this point, being the 91 here, that you're praying for a caution, because if this stays green, you're going to wind up falling back pretty hard.
Barry and the guy we've been watching, Steve McClendon, he has worked his way up into second. They've been out there for 85 laps. Now, a driver to watch, I believe, Daniel Williams. He's only been out for 43 laps. So he can go a while. He took a pit stop earlier. There's our favorite graphic. You can see Williams and Harmon. Took that little pit stop a while ago.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the fuel mileage is, if they can make it from here on fuel, but the tire wear will definitely start to come in a little bit, but the advantage might just be the, when they came in.
All right, Barry answers your question. He comes in now. And then the guy we were talking about, new leader, Daniel Williams. Or soon to be new leader. As he comes across the line. So now, it's a long time, assuming when Williams came in, he got fuel, before he needs to stop again. Hertzog, back on the lead lap in 9th place.
I'm really curious to see how this plays out. We're going to be coming to, what, 50 laps to go. I think he's still going to have to pit. And if he has to pit under green, it's really going to put him way back there.
The guy, I believe, is in 2nd position. Let me take a quick look at this again. Looking at the pit stops here. I'd like to look at Floyd, if we can find him. My timing and scoring jumping around a little bit. Dakota Floyd. Racing in 8th spot. He is that 842 machine. I believe he's going to be your 2nd place driver once everybody comes in for a pit stop.
Oh, and we got a caution.
Well, some of the guys got back on the lead lap, some of them didn't. Oh, I believe, is that Deal? I believe I see Deal in the wall. Yeah, he was having such a good run. He and this monster car number 92 takes evasive action. Oh, I don't know. I don't think he hit it very hard. I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah, it's just a checkup from whatever happened right in front of them there. It looks like, if my guess is probably coming out of turn 2, got a little tight, maybe touched the wall there. See, I'm not sure. Someone was calling out they were pitting there. I'm not sure who it was, but that was the luck, is just as he called out pitting, that caution came out. This is going to be the strategy that I'm going to be curious to see these guys. If they come out with the fresh tires now compared to the guys that came in halfway through, I'm really curious to see how much the fresh rubber is going to, be a benefit here.
So Daniel Williams, who was out in front, he comes in. Harmon comes in. No surprise that Mark Hertzog inherits the lead. The 842 at Dakota Floyd in 2nd. I think Chad Winstead's going to be in third. Daniel Williams may be out in fourth. Difference in tires, about 12, 13, 14 laps between Hertzog, Floyd, and Winstead and the guys who just came in. Working lap number 95. Not sprint time yet, 45 laps. Still plenty of time for stuff to happen. There is a lot of sorting going on as lap cars trying to get out of the way. I believe we can talk to Al Corey. We'll bring him in. Al, it's soup up here. Oh, they're doubling up?
Yeah, we're going to go an extra lap here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, let's not talk about the race. Let's talk about the series. What do you think?
The series has been an unbelievably great success this season, just like it was last season. We had terrific racing. I'd argue that we had better racing in ARCA than any other series in triple bypass this season.
I'll tell you this. I've done this for too many years to talk about. A recipe for sloppy racing is to give the guys a fast repair. Your guys break the rule. Do not abuse it. They're very clean racing, especially when they know they have a mulligan.
Yeah, I heard you talk about that in the last broadcast, and I found it really interesting, your perspective on that. I don't disagree with it. I just think that it's something that we've settled into, and we don't seem to have a crowd of guys who want to use it up. So I think it's been successful for us.
Well, man, it's been a privilege calling. They're doubling up. Go get them. Great series. We hope to do as many broadcasts as we can next season, man.
Great. Thanks for doing it, guys.
All right. Al Corey, series organizer. Pace car is in. 44 laps to go. Hertzog with a good jump. All right, the battle is back for second. Winstead in his familiar number 97 on the inside. The extra paint from the 842 slows down Floyd. He drops into third. Daniel Williams started in fourth. That's where he races right now. Big mover we have not talked enough about, Matt Harmon. 23rd to 5th, and he's working on Williams for 4th position.
Yeah, just curious to see what the difference in tires is going to play with everybody here. I'm not sure exactly what strategy everybody is on, but I'm just kind of curious to see how this plays out here. Some of the, the fresher tires might find their way to the front. Some of the, I think the 842 is in a good spot. I think he pitted a few laps just before that caution came out. But I'm just curious to see how it plays out.
I want to drop back and look at the 7. Talk about a car that's good on fresh tires.
We have another caution.
Oh, we got another caution. I think maybe the 91 involved in this one. Chad Berry. He's on the low side and, getting into the wall, then coming down on him.
Yeah, that's just one of those deals of Rockingham. Turn 2, it gets very tight very quick, and that's exactly what happened there. It's one of those, when you're on the outside, it feels like it's going to stick, and then it's the last second, it doesn't.
That was
you got so much wheel into it, and it just, that's what happens.
It's Matthew Epting that the car just didn't hold, and he comes down, and well, that gives us a chance to catch our breath. And now we're getting close. 40 laps to go. Don't think we're going to have any takers for pit road. I think the beds have all been made, and they're all sleeping in them.
Yeah, at this point, you got what you got. And it's just you go out there, give it everything you got, and just try to make it stick.
Leaders up front, Mark Hertzog, Chad Winstead, Dakota Floyd. Daniel Williams and Matt Harmon. We can call up Matthew Harmon. Let's see if we have time to talk to him. Car number 28. He's in our list. Matt, it's Soup up here in the booth. You are having yourself a nice race. 23rd to 5th. How you feeling?
We're feeling pretty good right now. That caution right there in the green flag cycle really helped us out.
You're good to go. You have a little bit of tire advantage, about 15 laps on the guys in front of you. Does that 15 laps make any difference?
I think it does here. I just got to get the moves done early before they equalize out.
Right now, as they're starting to double up, but real quick, where's your preferred line early on? You want to try to do it up high, down low, or whatever they have available for you?
While I got the grip, I like being on the bottom.
All right, we're going to watch you. Go get them.
Appreciate it.
Started in 23rd spot, up to 5th. And again, if you're playing the VGN consumption game, go ahead, take a sip, as Soup once again dominates the driver interview under caution. Partner, I apologize. I can't help myself.
I'm curious to see where I'm really surprised he said he would like the bottom here. So I'm really curious to see how this plays out, because I was definitely sure he was going to say the top. So when he said bottom, I was like, what?
Well, he's on the bottom right now, so he's racing gods have put him where we like. We're talking about car number 28, Matt Harmon. All right, we go green. Mark Hertzog out in front. We're working lap number 103. Hertzog has led 35 of them. Winstead makes the top side work. Dakota Floyd into 3rd. The 28 started in 5th. He's now up to 4th. This is Matt Harmon.
Yeah, no, he definitely he got a good run on the 35. 35 got tight, barely touched the wall out of 2. Almost had the same incident as last caution, but it was able to keep it up in the wall, and he got right by.
We're going to see what Harmon can do. He is inspired by the yellow flag interview that he had with VGN. Working both sides of the street like a jaywalking milkman is the 842 of Dakota Floyd.
Yeah, you're noticing the 97 of Winstead definitely holding a higher line here and just trying to really use that run off the exit of the corner. All while Hertzog is driving away at this point.
Good run. Little bit of pull the curtain back here at VGN. My first kiss ever from Dakota Campanelli. And just to be clear, she was a female. So I'm going to assume that Dakota is of masculine gender. But right now, whatever, male or female, Dakota falls another spot. As Matt Harmon on the move, up into 3rd with a bullet. And Dakota Campanelli, if you're watching, I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, you're watching the 28 of Harmon. He's definitely got something here. I'm just curious to see if he's going to be able to make the move. You see the 97 is really trying to use that almost like a defensive line of using the higher line to rarely get that drive off.
Good drive off of 4. What can happen from a caution flag interview? You say that, I think I got something for these guys, and sometimes you feel pressure to perform and live up to what you just promised. He may use up a little tire too much early here to make these moves. He's working hard. He's on the inside. He said that's where he wants to be, but that was he wanted to get it done before the tires started to equalize. One more position. Yeah.
Now the curiosity is he going to be able to go up there and get Hertzog? And it looks like we're going to have another caution.
Well, that's wonderful news for Harmon.
Yeah, if I were Harmon there, that's definitely what I would be. I'd be happy with that one.
Okay, why should you not have 3 digits on your car? Because it tends to get loose. The 316 of Curtis Mitchell gets loose right in front of the 76.
Yeah, it looks like the 76 might have drifted up a little into him. Yeah, right there into the little bit of the corner. Just 76 a little too hot. 316's there. I mean, you're towards the end of the race. You're all trying right there and just can't get it wound up enough in time and just barely gets the 316.
You get yourself a win. You think you got the momentum. We're talking about James Honeycutt. Next thing you know, you're in the wall for the season finale.
That's one thing about racing. It definitely can be humbling.
There you see the tower. The 57 of Hertzog and the 28 of Harmon. Working lap number 113. Harmon, our big mover, up 21 spots. Well, let me correct myself. There are some guys who are having good runs. Let's look at car number 82. I'm going to take a guess at this one. If you're watching on the YouTube chat, go ahead, type in your pronunciation of Eddie's last name. I'm going to go with Eddie Hagee. I think the G and the H are silent.
I was going to say Hagee.
All right. We'll go with Hagee. Up 25 positions, but we can do a little better than that. How about car number 25? Donald Ristow. Ristow out there in the car number 25. Of French descent. His mom and dad were both deep sea divers. They met on a dive excursion in Antarctica. Romance ensued. And now we have Donald, their son. They're very proud of him. Up 26 positions.
This is going to be that restart. I'm really curious to see if Harmon's going to be able to try to see exactly when Hertzog's going to take off here and stay with it the best he can and really utilize the fresher tires here.
The powers that be insist that our commentators play it straight, and I will do so, but I am really torn. Mark Hertzog, I have called many a race. And Matt Harmon, I just did an interview with. Here we go. Good jump from the inside. Harmon, who just got around Winstead's going to have to try it again. Winstead from the 3rd position gets the jump. Look at the drive from Winstead now. But he runs up on the back of the 57, and he has to check up.
Looks like the 7 of Hyatt got loose under the apron there out of 2. It looks like he might have saved it.
These guys up here, these 4 drivers, 3 of them have been racing up front for most of the race. Hertzog, Winstead, and Floyd. Harmon is late to the party.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Come in and go ahead.
It's one of those situations. He's probably really kicking himself right there because just was not the restart he was hoping for there, and especially having that the 97 get by him, it just can definitely be a little frustrating.
Hertzog high, low, trying to keep Winstead behind him.
Not sure if Winstead was trying to play a little peekaboo there.
Indeed. Good run, but a checkup from Harmon. With apologies to the rest of the field, we're going to spend most of our time watching the leaders. I'm going to break my rule. Can we go back and look at the driver in 9th position right now? This is Cameron Kane. He just deserves a little love here from BGN. He is up 21 spots. Nice run. Racing inside the top 10 in 9th. Okay, let's go up. Winstead under attack. We have a guy now. The pass has been made while we were away, and with the 28 now up into 2nd. Winstead under attack from Floyd. Partner, it's so hard to tell if Winstead has just lost momentum, or if he's saving his stuff, or if he's cooked. You just don't know.
Yeah, kind of hard to tell at this point. He could have made a mistake. It's all really hard to tell at this point. Heated up the tires a little bit. He might just be trying to back him off and see what if he can save something for a little later. Really hard to tell. But what I'm really curious to see right now is Hertzog and Harmon, and lap times are pretty similar to that last lap, so it's not really Harmon's really gaining on Hertzog right now.
Floyd makes a look under Winstead. I'm trying to see if anybody from the back is coming. Justin Ritchie in the 881 makes a little move, but then he loses momentum. He drifts up. Brad Kress is back in the mix. He's now up to 8th. Battle for 3rd. So much to watch. We hate to jump you around. We hope you took your Dramamine. That's Floyd on the low side. The momentum doesn't work. Winstead gets a good run, and that's going to suck in. On the top, it's Heggie. Oh, Heggie with a huge run, but he's just boxed in.
I do believe he was caught in an incident earlier, too, if I am correct.
All this going on between Mark Hertzog, who is the cream of the crop. Is there a driver in the back we haven't talked about who's been sandbagging? Is it Heggie? Heggie now working underneath Winstead again. Winstead seems to be struggling. Winstead and Floyd were right up there with the leaders, and they're losing ground. Heggie seems to be coming. Kress is stuck on the low side. He's lost his drive forward.
This is one of those situations where Floyd's like, I need to go, but there's just nowhere to go.
This is a yellow flag being cooked up right here. You can smell the polyester. Floyd really quick, just cannot seem to find a way.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that both of them, the 97 and the 82, are definitely holding up everybody right here. They're starting to all pack up behind them.
Kress loses ground. Ritchie back there would like to find somewhere to go. We promise we tell you we follow the leaders, but there's nothing going on up front. First and second separated by several car lengths. This is where the action is. Oh, love that shot as they come by.
Yeah, Yeah, I think Hertzog might still have a little something left because the last time to the line, I'm going to check again this time to the line, but I'm pretty sure. No, this time Harmon was just a little faster than Hertzog, but the lap before, Hertzog was faster.
Winstead and Floyd seem to have it figured out. Heggie has moved into 5th. The battle is back for 6th now. That's Richie in the 881 trying to go underneath, not going to work. The 35 of Daniel Williams, but they're running out of time. 9 laps to go. I don't think anybody has anything for Hertzog. Maybe Matt Harmon. Harmon right now thinking about ribbons around old oak trees, rivers in China, roses in Texas. Something yellow is what he wants. Oh, he may get it. Can we look at the 842? This is Floyd. Heggie on him tighter than a scuba suit on a fat man. Now they give each other a little space. Watch how they come together here. Nope. Hertzog saying, just let us stay green for the laps that are remaining.
Yeah, the last thing Hertzog want to see is that caution flag right now, and it's the first thing that Harmon wants to see is that caution. Give him another shot.
I'm so happy we got the interview in with Harmon because he really did sneak up there, and he's going to have a nice finish. Let's look at the battle for 3rd. Both these guys have ran out of stuff for the 2 guys up front. Winstead and Floyd doing what they can. That pack that was so tight begins to loosen a bit. It was like a packet of ramen noodles, and now it's been put in the boiling water and it's separated itself up nicely. A little bit of the wall from Winstead.
Yeah, 842 got a little tight on exit there, and Winstead definitely had to try to give a little extra room and found that wall.
Laps continue to tick away. You can see it up in the upper left corner of your screen. Mark Hertzog in his familiar number 57 in his familiar in and out paint scheme going underneath your camera right now. The sponsor of our race tonight. All right, let's go back and look at 3rd. Floyd doing what he can. Not going to get there.
Yeah, at this point, it's going to be pretty hard on the bottom to try to make a pass. I think just the tire wear there, as you can actually see, it looks like the 28's actually coming back to them a little bit.
Well, we've watched the action farther back. Let's go ahead and watch these final 4 corners and put the attention on car number 57, Mark Hertzog. In and out, in and out. That's what racing is all about. Hertzog started in 3rd, has worked his way up to 1st. 2 more corners to go. Again, if you're new to iRacing and you want to know how to be successful, go ahead and sponsor a race. Have VGN call it. You get yourself a win. Mark Hertzog, race sponsor, race winner. Matt Harmon did everything he could, gave a great run after the yellow flag interview. We'll have to finish for 2nd. Fan favorite Chan Winstead from 11th to 3rd. The racing is over here. The triple bypass ARCA season is over. Congratulations to our champion, Alan Kunman. Finished in 23rd tonight, but that's enough for him to get the 9 championship. We'll take a short break. We'll come back and talk to the top 3 finishers as well as our champion. You're watching the Virtual Grip Network.
This is your chance to get behind the wheel. The opportunity to race just like the pros. From the grassroots levels, where we all got our start, to the most popular race cars on the planet. From the fairgrounds of Nashville to the high banks of Daytona, to tracks that will never be forgotten. Realistic driving, intense competition, all from the comfort of your own home. This is the ultimate motorsports simulation. This is iRacing.
You know who you are. We are the Virtual Grip Network, coming to you live from, well, Rockingham Speedway. And the results of the TPB, let me get that straight, TBP, as in triple bypass, Turkey Trot 140. The results are in. We're going to give them to you and then also tell you who the season champ is. Well, he led 73 of the 140 laps. We're talking about Mark Hertzog, the race sponsor. He gets the win. In second place, it's Matt Harmon. Third and fourth goes to Chad Winstead and Dakota Floyd. They put in quite a battle for that final podium spot. Brad Kress was up front for a while, led 20 laps. He'll have to settle for fifth. The back half of your top 10 involves some names you want to keep an eye on for next season. Eddie Hagee, Justin Baxter, Justin Ritchie, John Crutchley, and Caleb Brown. Nice 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th from those guys. Partner?
11th, you're going to have Chad Berry, and 12th is Daniel Williams. 13th is James Honeycutt. 14th is Dylan Freeman. 15th is Ronald Ristow. 16th, Al Corey. 17th, Keith Handlin. 18th, Steve McClendon. 19th, Michael Hopkins. And 20th is Cameron Kane.
Only 12 cars were on the lead lap. All these guys that my partner just mentioned, well, most of them, and then everyone I'm going to mention several laps down. In the blackjack position, it's Derek Kapp with David Rhodes after that. Your champion, despite finishing 23rd, and that would have put him in jeopardy if Bossy would have been able to get a good finish, but unfortunately, Adam had to go out early. So Adam Kunman backs his way in to a championship, but he had such a great season. Don't let this 23rd place finish give you the wrong idea. 24th is Terry Brooks. Curtis Mitchell after that with Ryan Hyatt. Hyatt was really good on fresh tires. He's going to finish 26 laps down. Adam Shaw after that is going to wrap up the rest of these. Nicholas Steele, we saw him had a nice run through the field, so bad things happen. Matthew Epping, Zach Nermley, Samson Lewis, Corey Silva, Mark Jewell. We'll get everybody's name in here. Casey Ellis, Adam Bossy, and then finishing dead last down there, Chad Thomas. Didn't think he actually took the grid. 30 cars went to the grid. With that said, we're going to talk to our race winner here, Mark Hertzog. We're going to make this quick because we want to talk to our champion. Let's dial up Mark if we are able to do that. Mark, a soup up here in the booth. Thanks for sponsoring the race, and then for good measure, you went out and won it.
Yeah, Stoop. It was a good night. Rockingham's good track that gets along that I get along with pretty well though. Although I know we had a couple of guys that had got screwed up on the start, so we didn't go on the initial start, and they ended up having to do some drive-throughs later in the race.
You got out in front, and then you pretty much had it your own way. Were you just taking it easy out there?
Oh no, I was pushing for everything I had, especially on that last restart. Chad was going to give me he almost got me there, but luckily I think he burned it up a little bit on the top side, and I was able to stay out in front of him.
He was coming. I think he had a little too much work to do before he got you, and I'm not sure he had much left for you. It was nice to see you get the win. Congratulations. Gives you some good momentum for next time. This is a fun series, isn't it? These guys race well.
Yeah, we're really proud of this series here at the TBP. These guys usually minimal cautions, a lot of green flag running.
Yep.
Everybody gets along well. You know, it's been a great series, 2 years, so 2 seasons in a row so far.
Well, they're lucky to have you in it. Good job, Mark Hertzog. Mark Hertzog, your race winner today. Good job. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you, Soup. Just got to thank the guys at TBP, you guys for being able to broadcast this. And as always, I got to thank my wife, Linda, for letting me be out here and spend some time with you guys.
He knows the VGN rule. If you're going to thank the wife, give us name. All right, Linda, your man got the win. Well done. We'll see you down the road.
Take care, guys. See you next season, hopefully.
All right. Well, we're done with one MH. We got one more MH here with my partner.
Yeah, finished in second place tonight. Matthew Harmon in the 28. Great run there. Matt, that last restart, what were you thinking there?
I was hoping I could get a good jump on him, and I got caught making a sandwich.
Yeah, definitely looked like you were sleeping a little bit there. And I was like, oh, man, I bet you he's going to wish he had that one back. I'm sure you were probably with that gap hoping for one more caution to give it one more try there, huh?
Yeah, I think Mark had the stronger car of the two of us. Definitely, he got the jump on us, and we just couldn't run him down.
Yeah, when we talked to you under the caution there, you thought you definitely had a little bit of fresher tires to be able to go up there and get them. Trying to pass those last couple cars, do you think you just burnt your stuff up a little too much? Something you would have done differently there?
Yeah, I definitely had to work hard getting around Chad and the other driver there to get back up to Mark. So I had to use everything I had just to stay in front of them to bring home second place.
Well, still, second place is definitely nothing to hang your head on. It was definitely a great run you had tonight. So congrats on a second place finish. And lastly, anybody you want to thank?
Just thank you guys for putting on a good show and joining us this season. Also, Mark for all of his sponsorships and everything that the league does and TBP in general. So thank you guys.
All right, that is your second place finisher, Matt Harmon.
And we get to talk one more time with Chad Winstead. Chad is soup in the booth. You didn't race a full season. You only put in 11 races. 5 times you finished third, and you did it again tonight.
Yeah, man. Just had to do it for Dale, I guess.
Good race. Did have got it number 3. I got it. Didn't have much for the guys at the very end. You did have a nice battle though with Dakota Floyd.
Yeah, absolutely. Dakota and I were racing each other what felt like this whole second half of the race there. Good battling with him. There was one restart where I thought I was going to have something for for old Mark up there, and those dreams quickly faded away. And yeah, Matt on fresher tires didn't really have anything for him, so I was just happy to bring it home third. I think I was third last week when I talked to you.
Yep.
Like you said, finished third a lot this year with no wins. Maybe next season when I run full time, I can work my way up, maybe at least one position.
Well, it makes for a great post-race show when we get to talk to you, though. You're always a good interview. We did see that restart, though. You started on the inside of row 2, had a good jump, and we thought you were going to get Hertzog as well. But once things leveled out, Mark was quick.
Yes, he was. I think I'm pretty sure when I raced here last season with him at Rockingham, he won that race as well, and I think I finished second. Maybe I don't remember. I remember him being strong here, so it's always fun racing with him. He always seems to be quick and can save tire better than I can. So kudos to him.
All right. Well, congratulations. We'll see you down the road in whatever series you race in. Okay.
Yes, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right. Now I'm going to let my partner take the first half of this interview as we bring in our series champion, Alan Kunman. As we bring in our series champion, we'll wait for him. Did we have is coming? Oh, he was. You know what happened? They have him down there doing interviews for the big guys there as he's looking to maybe get himself a career in the real world. So we'd just like to thank him for having a great running here tonight. You see well, that's not his car out there. We can't give you the number 3, but he has a well-deserved championship, and we wish him the best. And hopefully we'll be back to see if he can get a second one next season. With that said, we're going to wrap it up here. This is our final show of the season, and we're not sure when we'll be back, but we hope it's very soon to cover more of this great racing. All the productions you see are a product of the Virtual Grip Network. On behalf of the crew and all those cute little faces you see there, we finally got that graphic. Well done. We'd like to thank you all for watching. With that said, until next time, have fun storming the castle.